Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
This is the Application of Knowledge podcast. Chris James is here. Chris James. That's it, James. Chris James
you definitely
is here.
said Chris James.
I didn't finish the ass. Chris James is here. Stephen Michael is here.
Is anybody's name James?
No,
that's not a name, huh?
Hey, I came. I'm starting.
I've not I've never met one James.
You met a Jane.
I've met a Jane.
Yeah.
But a James?
Yeah, no Jane.
Mm-mm.
I am Animated Male, and we are episode
55.
Episode 55. We are here live in effect.
I don't know why I said 51. I know it can't be 51.
Last week you said 53. We were wrong. It was actually 54.
Well, that was messed me up then.
Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, now, Chris, Steven, y'all got something y'all want to start with? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Are we going to from now on, we're going to start with Chris or Steven. Y'all can switch up how y'all want to do it, and then we're going to get into our trending topics. All right, Steven, take it away.
Okay.
What do you want to get into? You want to talk about the stuff that's been happening on IG, or you want to?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to set it up. Okay, now last week we posted, we had a viewer ask a question basically asking about why is it that when black people or other races are empowering one another as far as like relationships, it's like socially acceptable, but when white people do it, it comes off as, racist, and they have this Nazi feel to it or so. And so we posted that clip on our Instagram, and whew,
How many views does it got?
How many? I will check it out. I posted it this morning before I left out to go to the gym.
It ain't had time to go viral
So
yet.
It didn't have time to like stir the waters.
I mean,
but
it's stirred enough.
I mean, it's 2,100.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
2,100. I mean, we got a lot of views getting a decent amount of views, but about 2,100, whatever. And so I'll read some of the comments that were placed in this video just so you can get an understanding.
You gonna play the real or?
You want me? Should
I
play
mean,
the real?
I'm just assuming people.
Yeah, I guess you know what? I'll play the reel. Here's the reel for it for our channel. Hold on.
We gonna get copyright on this?
on our video.
on our own.
They gonna copyright our
video. They gonna give us a strike.
Strike on our.
All right. Why do you guys think it's socially accepted when a black person says, "I'm only having kids with black people," but if a white person says the same thing, they're
racist?
They're Nazis. They're Nazis.
Oh, Nazis.
His follow-up was just a better way to phrase it is every race is celebrated when being proud of their race, but white people are seen as being white supremacists or Nazis.
I mean, the world is becoming racist against white people. It is what it is, and I don't agree nor disagree, but it is what it is. We black people are some of the most racist people. We are. Now, it's just not out there, but all the time we put stuff out there. Oh, only white people like mayonnaise. Like, that's a racist statement. Like, well, maybe not literally racist, but I know. But you know what I'm saying, though. I mean, it's kind of racist.
That's kind of true, right?
I mean,
it's a stereotype.
I mean, but I'm saying, like, what if people said only black people like watermelon?
I mean,
you'd be a little salty.
I mean, I don't like watermelon.
I know a ton of people. I know a ton of white people that like watermelon.
All right, that was it. And
that doesn't. I mean, okay.
And so, let's read a few comments. Maybe people. This is from a woman. Maybe people who speak on racism should actually know what racism is.
But I corrected him. I said that's not actually racist.
And I knew that it wasn't racist, but I'm just spitballing.
And you yeah, right. I got it. You're like, well, that's a racist statement, and we all kind of got it. Like, okay, it's not really racist. You know what I'm saying?
And then just another person said the ignorance. Another person said white people have dominated the social contract forever. So the reason black pride is celebrated and white pride is not is an attempt to reconcile with centuries of racial oppression.
I'm sorry. Are we? First of all, what is a century? Does anybody know what a century?
Years.
100 years.
Yeah.
So according to this person, white people have been dominating for hundreds of years. That's the narrative.
That's the narrative.
Well, I guess technically it'd be 400, right?
I mean,
I don't even. Okay, well let's.
Is there another comment that mentions 400?
No, but he's just basically probably talking about slavery, right?
Yeah.
First of all, slavery in America was 400 years, right?
Something like that.
But the country's only 40 years old, something like that.
Something like that.
1776.
The math ain't mathing. Number one. Number two, you just gave white people, whatever that even really means, you just gave them all this power to say that they've been dominating for centuries. What?
People don't even realize what comes out of their mouths.
Because if we're gonna do this, if people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's ignorant," you should understand. Then let's do it. Let's look at who's ignorant and who doesn't understand.
This another comment is this is a reason why most people shouldn't have a podcast.
God,
Shut the channel down, B.
Jeez,
We're shutting the channel down for you.
For one, black people can't be racist. For two, if you're comparing a stereotype to how black people have a certain guard up due to the way whites have treated us for 400 plus years, then you are lost. I can't believe he said some foolishness like that. And then someone just said, I don't agree or disagree. Wow. And actually, I think there was a comment in here, but I don't see it anymore. But it said...
they deleted it.
Yeah, maybe she deleted it. I think she said black people can't be racist. They can only be prejudiced.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the narrative.
How is that even possible?
Because they basically, this is the narrative. People have been so freaking brainwashed and whitewashed that they think that we can't even be in a position where we can be racist.
Right.
Because in order to be racist, by whatever definition that they're going by now, we have to be able to change someone's social economic status. And we don't have the ability to do that. And we never will, apparently. So we don't have it. We never did have it because white people have been dominating for centuries. And we never will have that ability. So we literally cannot be racist because we don't have the ability to affect someone on a level deep enough to constitute racism. It's absolute garbage. Number one, you're only just talking about quote unquote black people in America because anywhere else in the world, virtually, black people are dominant. When you talk about Africa, oh yeah, people are like, oh, Africa, it's poor. What? Like the fact that people still think that Africa is poor blows my mind. Like, Africa is poor? Do you even know how big and how rich Africa is? People try to say Africa and Europe are different and they're the same continent. They're connected. They're the same continent. So when you really talk about Africa, you're really talking about Europe as well. But of course, you know what I'm saying, we don't want to get that deep because then it's like, oh, that's debatable. Well, people are drawing these invisible lines anyway.
Invisible.
They're not even going by their own standards of how you define things. They're changing things to meet their narrative. So, okay, we don't have to go that far. But the point is, Africa has, historically speaking, been one of the richest continents in the world for a very long time. Haiti is extremely rich as well, but it's just being.
It's like controlled.
It's being fashion. What do you say? Mel calls it graped. It's being graped by the Clintons, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, the crazy thing is that you mentioned the Clintons because here's the thing about like racism, right? So let's look up. Because I know you like to do this. Let's look up the definition of racism.
Definition of racism is prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized.
So based upon that definition, a black person can be racist. Not only can they be racist, but prejudging them, calling them a colonizer, which Wakanda forever, that Black Panther movie was racist, right? Anyway, but or saying that someone's a white supremacist or a Nazi because they decide that they want to then breed with their own people, like that's prejudice, right? Against a person. That's racist based upon the definition, because y'all love to use their definitions. Not y'all, but y'all. Y'all people, they love to use their definitions, right? So not only that, one of the reasons that I say that that the country or society is racist against white people, because were we talking about white men? No, I think Chris had mentioned white men, but usually a man is going to.
This is definitely about white men.
Yeah. So one of the things about white men is that when we talk about, black people talk about systemic racism, right? There's programs in place that are stopping black people from getting up in the world. There's systemic racism. There's laws that are made so that black people can't do things in the world. And anytime anyone ever says, well, show me one, they can't, because there are none. But I can give you one that goes against white people, white men in particular, and that is affirmative action. Affirmative action was created in 1961. Well, it was coined by John F. Kennedy in 1961. Okay, John F. Kennedy made a speech, and he said, he basically said, we need to take affirmative action to in our jobs, in the government, to make sure that everyone, regardless of their race, creed, their background, whatever, their color, has an equal opportunity in the work field, right? That is where the term affirmative action came from. Later, then the United States government then put programs in place that then made it law that jobs required affirmative action to take place. So let me tell you what, because I don't want to mess this up. I want to be very clear. So
the internet is watching.
The internet is watching. So let me not give you my opinion. Let me be clear.
The sharks are watching.
The main purpose of affirmative action, is to establish fair access to employment opportunities to create a workforce that is an accurate reflection. To create a workforce that is an accurate reflection of the demographics of the qualified available workforce in the relevant job market, right? So there's a couple of key words in there, right? So an accurate reflection of the demographics. So a reflection of the color of the people in that area that are qualified in that job market at that time, right? So what that means is that you can have multiple candidates that are going for one position. Let's say you have 3 candidates, and let's say they're in Baltimore City, right? I've been watching The Wire, so it's on my head. So I know.
What season you on?
I'm done. I just finished it.
Okay.
That's your first time in it.
Yeah. I know. I'm
Seen
late.
baby Michael B. Jordan, huh?
Oh my! I wasn't even sure that was him. I said, "Is that Michael B. Jordan?" He was only in the first season, right?
Nah.
Yeah. No, he was in the second too.
Because
he went off to this house. I don't remember.
No, he was in it. He was in the multiple.
He was in a couple. Okay. That was pretty cool to see him. Anyway. Don't get me on my train of thought. I'm coming at the people real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, my bad. So, okay. So you can be in Baltimore City. You have 3 candidates. I'm gonna paint you a picture. Give me we'll paint you a picture. You have 3 officers that are going for a promotion, or they're going for a job in the police department. One of them is white. 2 of them are black. Right. Affirmative action. Let's say that the white candidate is the most qualified one. He has more experience. He has more on-the-job training, which is experience. He has more medals. He has more time in the, he has more education, whatever. He's a more qualified candidate based upon whatever the qualifications are, right? Affirmative action they will look at their department and say, you know what? Well, we have one too many white officers already based upon the standards that the government has in place. We have to hire a black person. So what that will do is affirmative action, a systemic law, a law that we will use for our gain. They will then hire one of the black officers, which I have no problem with, black people getting jobs that they're qualified for. But I believe that a job should hire the best possible candidate, period, based upon experience, based upon their education, period. Right. So affirmative action is a systemic law that is then going to then push people that are actually qualified away simply because of they do not match the overall demographic of the workforce in that area. That is systemic racism, is it not? Am I tripping?
You are accurate.
That's systemic racism. So I'm not going off of my feelings. I'm not going off of 400 years of slavery, right? We have to get out of this mindset of victimhood. Like, that is the problem with our people in general. Like as you said, Chris, that statement even says they're giving power to somebody who is it's not even true. You said they were 400 years we were a slave. The country's only been around for 247. How did they have power over us for 400 years? Like, we got to learn our history. That's like saying that the Egyptians weren't black. That's like saying the weren't black. I better be careful with that word. Bleep that out. That's like saying that we did not. I mean, if you look back, the ancient Romans and the Italians were black. Like,
Irish were black.
When you start studying your history, when you start looking, then you realize that we have had way more power than white people holistically in our over total and humanity. So what are you talking about? Like, you talk about ignorance. These people are coming from a victim mindset, and this is slavery. It is putting you in a mind state that says you can't be better. You can't do it. You can't do more. Like, the difference is and I'm gonna pass it on. There's reels, and there's a sound that or an audio that basically says, everyone wants to be a beast until it's time to do the things that beasts have to do, right? Everyone wants to have a nuclear family until it's time to submit to a man. Everyone wants to have a $100,000 job until it's time to go into a field that is not nursing, or time to go into a field that's not in a cushy office space. Everyone wants the things that the other person has, but we're not willing to do the things that the other person is doing, which is building a nuclear family, which is creating our own banks, which is investing our money into ourselves, and then going out there and then building businesses and working together and collaborating and pulling and using our brothers for our benefit. Everyone wants the things that the white man has, but they're not willing to do what the white man is doing, and then we just blame them and say, oh, we just can't do that. Yeah, freaking right. So
talk to these niggas,
man. That pisses me off.
Talk to these niggas
because we. I mean, like, yo, man, it pisses me off, man, because I deal with. Let me give you. All right, real quick. Let me give you an example, right? We have. I know. I'm gonna talk for a while.
Do your thing.
We don't even work to bring ourselves up, but yet we want to blame white people for keeping us down, right? What do you do in your job that you can do to help your own man, like your own brother, your own sister, the own black people, right? What do you do? Most people aren't doing anything. They're looking out for themselves. They don't do anything to help bring up their own people, but then they want to blame the white man for not holding their hand. It's not their job to. Jesus he ain't gonna save you. He ain't gonna give you this $100,000 job if you don't have the education. Okay. You need a little piece of paper that says you can get that. You need to put some work in, right? He ain't gonna just poof, lose your 100 pounds. I've tried it. I've prayed. It didn't work, right? What did work is learning how to do it. It's learning how to put the time in. It's going out and getting the effort and investing in myself to get the mentorship, to get the teaching, right? And then when I did that, then I was able to lose the weight that I wanted to lose. And then not only that, what did I do? I shared that with my own people, because my people are suffering from heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, more than anybody else, particularly
fibroids, infertility,
PCOS, particularly our women, which are the ones that are supposed to be then carrying our society through. The women are the ones that are the nurturers of our society, of our people. They are the nurturers, so they're the ones that we got to take care of first, and we are letting them down. So what I do is I go out of my way to then make sure that I help as many as my people as I can, and that means sometimes I give free consultations. Sometimes I go over on the time. Sometimes I send them extra resources. I pour into them because I understand that if we build our own people up, then there won't be anybody else that can get in our way, that can stop us. Black people have the most buying power in the United States, but we spend all our money on Jordans, Gucci, Prada, making everybody else rich. The white man that y'all hate so much, we don't grow our own food. We eat the food that they give us, but then we blame them for the situations that we're in. Take responsibility for your life and for your actions, and then you will not. No one can tell you anything at that point. Now ain't none of y'all got no gardens. Ain't none of y'all doing anything for your health. But we want to blame everybody else for the food that's in the grocery store. Bruh, this is crazy. I'm on fire. I'll digress. It's crazy.
Talk
bro.
to these niggas,
This
Steve.
victim mindset, this victim mentality mindset is absolutely killing us way more than white people are.
So here's my thing, right? Clearly, I agree with everything Steve says because I ain't stopping him.
Yeah.
So my thing is, well, I just kind of want to go back to the affirmative action because it's actually one of the laws. It's one of the things that happen. One of the policies that happen to us that's destroying our family. Actually,
Affirmative action?
yeah. Well, a couple things. There's a couple ways you could look at it. The way that it instantly came into my mind was feminism. So one of the ways that women were able to get into the workforce is through affirmative action. And now you look at our community and you have all of these single independent women, but they have children and there's no fathers. And this is a hugely debated subject right now because women have been in our community.
Right.
This isn't all women. This
Right.
is really just women in our community, and white women are kind of getting it as well. But when you look at like Hispanic community and Indian community, the women still are more traditional, broadly speaking. But yeah, it took women out of the household. So as Steve is talking about, women are first teachers, they're the nurturers, they're supposed to be raising the children and all this stuff. Well, guess what? Now they're all at work. And they can get the jobs because affirmative action says, no, you have to give that woman a job, regardless of if she's qualified, right? Based on, and
It's correct.
I think that jobs, because as a business owner, I'm not gonna cuss, but you're not going to tell me who I can and can't hire. You're not going to tell me I can't hire the best person for the position. That's not happening. So, yeah, it's ridiculous. But I mean, it's that type of lawmaking has ruined our community. Think about this. A family is struggling, okay? The government says, we will help you, but the man can't be in the home. What?
Yeah.
So you remove the pillar from the house and expect it to stand?
And as soon as the man leaves, they'll give you government assistance.
As soon as he leaves, they'll give you government assistance. So they're basically saying, we will pay you to kick your man out. Right? And there's a series of laws. When you look at the most recent history, there's a series of laws that have destroyed the quote unquote black community and the black family. And this is one of them.
But we see it as a benefit.
It's a benefit
because you can get better jobs. But we play the short game.
Yes.
Not the long game.
Yeah.
And this is it's 1960, Chris. This was 60 years ago. Over 60 years, 62 years ago that this was done. Mm-hmm. And it's still in place. And look what it's done.
And look what it's done.
Look
what's happened to the black family since the 60s or 70s.
Do you think that they don't understand So, but some people will turn that. They'll turn all that and say, well, that's the reason why we should be racist against them.
Where's the disconnect, though? Because if that video you posted, well, that I posted for the podcast, if a majority of people who are melanated, they're saying stuff like, there was actually a lot of deleted comments because someone also said.
They're deleting their own comments?
Yeah. Either that or maybe Instagram.
Oh, Instagram is probably. Instagram.
Because someone said, what coonery is this?
Yeah,
okay,
Instagram
that's
deleted
Instagram's
that.
deleting that.
I'm all kinds of Uncle Toms today.
So I'm curious, if people who are melanated are like they're responding to your comment that way, where is the disconnect? I don't see where the disconnect can happen. Because I feel like once black people or us, if we speak against the popular narrative that actually puts us in a position to be accountable for our actions or to, I guess, have a, reflect on, your behavior. If we point that out, the masses of people who don't have that open-minded thought process, they will attack it instead of just questioning it and wondering, like, why are these people same color as me? Why are these people speaking this way against something that I believe in? There has to be some disconnect there.
No, there's no disconnect. The thing is, they're just ignorant, right? Oh, they're coons. They're ignorant. They don't know their history. That's what people assume. They don't say for half a second, man, I wonder if the formal education that I received from compulsory education, which was developed by the Rockefellers and funded by their family to this very day, the same family that funds the pharmaceutical companies, the same family that funds the medical schools that are killing us, there's ones that are giving us diabetes, AIDS, herpes, right? Because it's not just infertility, endometriosis, PCOS. It's not just that. It's everything. Right? The same companies that fund Monsanto and they're spraying your food and genetically modifying it. Maybe I shouldn't believe the information that was fed to me from this same quote unquote white power structure that y'all keep talking about. The same white power structure that you talk about. Maybe I shouldn't believe the information that they gave me.
You know what? That's a great concept. But the problem is, just like Mel stated, if you do that, you then are now taking accountability. You then are now are responsible for the way that you think and your actions. So it's easier to just say, "Oh no, you're wrong." It's the same. But listen, we're still not all of us, but a lot of us are still slaves to the mindset. It's just like when they would take a slave who tried to run away and they'd beat him in front of everybody. Right. So everyone would be like, I don't want that. I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm shut up. I'm just stay calm. It's the same thing. We've taught it to our own people. And then what this is, the way the internet attacks, it's the same thing. Let's just jump on them, yada, yada, yada. And eventually they'll just shut up.
What has white people done? What have white people done? What has white people done?
Well, there you go.
What have white people done that makes people feel as if that they're oppressed or that they can't get ahead in life? Like, what has actually happened for people to feel this way? Aside from what we know or what we've been told.
Or we think we know.
For what we think we know to think, or what we think to be true is that, okay, if you look at it like this, a billionaire typically is going to be a white dude. He's in control of this company or whatever. And he hires people who are best fit for the job, and they just happen to be white. Is that considered being racist if I'm a black applicant and no matter how many times I apply, my application gets turned down or rejected, but I'm seeing all my white counterparts get promotions, getting raises and all this stuff? Do you think that's because of a systemic thing, because of this company being racist, or is that just a mental Olympics that's happening and I just need to work harder?
I mean, I think that I know what the person is going to think because what we're taught. They're going to just think, oh, this company is racist, right? They're going to think that because I'm black, they don't want me to have power, da-da-da-da. They'll put it on the internet. They'll put it on Facebook. Social media will then do exactly what it's designed to do. Everyone will agree with them. They'll feel justified, and then they won't make any changes, right? This is what they want. But in all actuality, what they should do is then practice healthy communication, right? Reach out to the job and explain, hey, listen, I've applied 2 or 3 times. I know people that they graduated with me, yada, 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 whatever the case may be. We went to the same trade school. They've got positions. I just want to know, what is it that I particularly may or may not be doing that is causing me not to be able to get this position, right? To get this job. Jobs are not required to tell you why they don't hire you, by the way. They're not required to tell you anything, especially if you don't work for them. So if you ask, and you ask in a way that is, polite, professional, then they may tell you, oh, well, the reason that we didn't hire you is because they just had more community service hours.
Well, yeah, because you're a little darker than the quota that we.
That's not.
Now, there's a caveat that I want to put in here because I like to speak holistically. So if you got to understand, if I'm a white billionaire, there's a network of people around me, and those people are going to typically look like me, right? Like you spend time with people that look like you. So guess what? Since my network looks like me, and I need to put someone in a position in my company, I'm gonna talk to my friend, and I'm gonna hire his son, or I'm gonna hire his daughter. You know what I'm saying? So this is part of it as well. It's not necessarily about being racist, because quote unquote black people would do the same thing. It's the same thing you see Chinese people doing, Indian people. If everybody is doing that, is it even racist? Like, it's just what we do, because we also commit the most crimes against people who look like us. Why? Because that's who we interact with. So if you're interacting with white people because you're white, you're gonna hire white people. And if you're dating black women because you're black and you're around black women, I mean, that's just what happens.
Right.
You take a black person, you put them around a whole bunch of white people, and there's not really any other black people around, they'll probably end up liking and dating white people. It's just the simple fact of who is around you. And this is why your environment plays such a big role holistically, right? In what direction you move in life and what you're able to achieve and things of that nature. So with that being said, what should happen if you find yourself first of all, Stephen, your advice is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a very mature way to look at it. That's a very, these are very simple steps people could take to actually affect their job, right? Everyone's not going to have the mindset to do what I'm about to say. But if you think that your company is being racist against you, genuinely, right? You feel like there's a glass ceiling, you can't move up. Start your own business, but don't just start your own business. Become successful at whatever it is you're doing. Start something that is successful, which means you have to sacrifice time, energy, resources. You're going to have to invest. You're going to have to not go out partying. You're going to have to stop drinking. You're going to have to do whatever it takes to make a successful business and then hire whoever the hell you want. Because at the end of the day, begging for someone to hire you at a job is weird anyway. It's weird. Like,
everyone wants to be the beast until you have to do the beast things.
Like, it's weird, bruh. You're begging to get a job?
Please.
Like, there's nothing. I worked lots of jobs.
Oh, yeah, I mean, me too.
I worked hard at jobs. But to have the mindset that it's like, bro, give me this handout. Like, give me this job. Make something for yourself. Or maybe that's not your thing. Go build a family then, because a family will take care of you. One of the greatest deceptions that have been pulled over our eyes is we've had our brotherhood shattered, right? Now, one thing that Kevin Samuel said a long time ago that I agree with, because we do, is if you're a bachelor, if you're a single man, you don't have children, you don't have a girl or wife or whatever, why aren't you living with dudes? Why don't you have roommates? Right? Why don't you have a brotherhood that allows you to spend less money so that you can use that extra money to get ahead in life? Because this is what we used to do. We would have big families. We'd have big houses. Everybody worked. We all collected our income. We put it into one house. That's why it's so easy to start a business. Your family's a business.
Everyone else does that.
Everyone
else does that. Except us.
We're so fractured. So it's like, even if you don't want to go out on your own and start a business, start a family, and then start a family business. Build with your brothers and build with your sisters. But we're so divisive. We're so ignorant. We're always so willing to tear somebody down. I did not see one comment that said, that's an interesting perspective. I never thought about it that way. Could you explain, or maybe you guys could answer this question in your next podcast. Elaborate on why you guys think X, Y, Z. Not one comment said anything remotely. I'm curious. I wonder why you guys said that. Because when I hear things that I consider outlandish, I don't get upset or angry. I get curious.
Right.
And that's the reason why I'm successful, and maybe they're not. I mean, I'm not trying to stunt on anybody.
I mean, hey, man.
But I know that success starts here. I know that it's all about you have to have a wealthy mindset. And there's nothing in these comments that show me wealthy mindset.
Poor.
It shows me poor mindset, poor decision making, bad habits, ignorance. And it's so funny that the most ignorant people will call someone else ignorant. But it's, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's ignorance, though.
But that's ignorance. So the thing is, there's no offense. It's gonna light a little fire for a second. It'll go away. We won't be thinking about it, a day from now. But these people they're still living their lives.
Yeah.
And getting these outcomes that aren't moving them forward in life.
I had a comment that was in the same vein as this on a Candace Owens video that we did a while ago. Did you see the comment?
No, but I was thinking about Candace earlier when I was like listening to the clip, and I'm like, this is something Candace would say.
But this is someone who was, I guess they were on our channel, but I posted this video months ago about Candace Owens. It's probably one of our most popular videos. But the comment is this from this woman. She says, "So sad to hear this conversation from black men. The Black Lives Matter movement came out of the movement to vocalize and shine a spotlight on police violence against black bodies, specifically after the murder of George Floyd. Less than a month after the brutal murder of...
After George Floyd? Black Lives Matter was around but it was for Trayvon Martin.
It was like 2 or 3 years prior to that.
Trayvon Martin is really like the spark for Black Lives Matter.
She knows what she's talking about. We're ignorant.
Yeah. Less than a month after the brutal murder of Tyree Nichols, hearing this podcast makes me very sad. Candace Owens is the worst. She and Kanye are not worthy role models in my humble opinion. They espouse hate and black self-loathing. Shocked. Floored, actually. I say and support Black Lives Matter because from where I live, it's clear from the environment around me that people don't believe we do matter. I am a double Ivy educated black woman, single with no kids, and a business and multi-property.
You can't make this ish up.
A multi-property owner, and still get called the N-word and am not treated with respect on the regular. Even with a family of law enforcers, I am scared whenever I am pulled over by the police.
Victim.
Candace Owens isn't doing any of us any favors being their mouthpiece. I'll pray for you all, but I just unsubscribed. I can't support this BS.
Well, I guess you won't see our response.
And I just replied, thank you for the input. Take care.
I mean, best of luck. I mean,
she seems to be doing pretty well for herself. No family, probably in her 40s. Has all the money in the world, all the
double
wealth,
Ivy League, not one but two.
All the degrees, right?
She got all the receipts.
But you don't have the one thing. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not. Because all I know is what women tell me. Women tell me they want husbands and they want families. They want children. They want families. Especially as you start getting older. So you have all of these things, material things, but cars can't love you. Houses can't make you feel warm. Just because you have a house doesn't mean it's a home. You need a family. And my question then becomes, if for you to be so accomplished, where's your family? You're such an amazing woman.
It's still at Yale.
Where's your husband? Why are you single? And then the next thing that comes is,
and she said that like it was a badge of honor.
Of course. And so the next thing that comes is men are intimidated by me. No, they're not.
I can guarantee. I already know what type of woman she is.
It's clear to see by her comment.
One of the interesting things about that comment is what I heard in a lot of that, right? Reading through it, listening to the emotion in her words, right? I could see it. I need security, right? She has 2, not 1, but 2 degrees. Why? Because that allows her to get more.
Ivy League degrees.
Excuse me, 2 Ivy League degrees. Do
you know how expensive Ivy League degrees are?
The time, she might be in her 50s.
Yes.
To do that, right? So you have 2 degrees, which is going to net you financial security. You said you have multiple police officers in your family, which is going to then hopefully provide you physical security. You have multiple homes. It provides you with
stability.
Stability. I'm sure you have a great job. You have businesses, finances. Like, you sound like a man. This is what a man's resume would look like. right?
And it's pretty impressive too.
I mean,
by the way.
oh my God, don't get me wrong.
Like, I'm
great
not
job.
taking nothing away from this woman. Very impressive.
Steven doesn't have that. Steven doesn't want that, right? But what I'm saying is that is a resume of a man. And what you are saying is, in your resume, I'm doing all this because I need security, right? And the one thing that you're supposed to be getting your security from, or the one thing that men's job is to protect and provide security. That does not mean you can't have a degree. Doesn't mean you can't go out and make money. Doesn't mean you can't have a job. Don't get me twisted. And I know that, Chris, you don't agree with this. I would prefer my woman to work. Like, now, granted, that doesn't mean that she. Now, that also stems from my previous situation and
You don't have to explain yourself. We already been done.
Okay. Well, it's for whoever the people are, right? Now, no, that doesn't mean that she needs to be out. She needs to work as hard as Steven. What I'm saying is that work with me, right? Work with me, be my secretary, take care of my schedules, pick up the pieces where I don't do well, because there's plenty that I don't do well. So I need someone to find to help me. If I'm talking about my woman, whoever she is, I want her to assist me and come in where I don't do well. If she decides that she wants to then, of course, do something, I'm all for it. Go for it. And then, of course, eventually, if she decides that she doesn't want to, we will be in a position, I'm in a position that you don't have to, right? So, but me personally, I don't mind. I'm not, because I don't want you to be sitting around the house and bored and bothering me and all this stuff. Like, so we can work. Matter of fact, get on that garden, right? We gonna start a garden, get on the garden, right? And make our food, right? Work on our food so we're healthy, so we can live long. We can take care of children, right? There's so many things that women can do that are not in corporate America. I keep hearing this phrase, I'm trying to break into tech. Like, bro, like, y'all just want to be men because that is what we see as success, right? And then women, when it comes to career, do a great job of then going after their career like men should, right? There was something that said that the reason that dating is so difficult right now for men and women is because women are now becoming the men that they're looking for. Like, and of course that's a slight to men. So men need to do better, I guess. Is
that a slight to men?
I mean,
I didn't read it that way.
Well, I mean, it's basically saying that men, they can't find the men that they want, so they're just going to become them. So there's not enough of the men they want.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't take it that way.
How'd you take it?
I took it as women are basically they're out of alignment.
Oh, okay.
You're it's more you're out of order because you're playing a position that you shouldn't be playing. It's like if we're on a football team, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm a safety, and what's another one? You're a tackle or something.
I mean,
it's another position.
Wide receiver, defensive end, tight end. I mean,
just give me one. Who plays with the safety? Who's going to be on it? That's
D-back.
A D-back. If you're, I probably should have did basketball.
Yes.
But the point is, if I'm a safety and you're a D-back, and I start playing your position,
somebody's gonna be open.
I'm out of alignment, right? It's my fault. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So that's how I took it.
Okay. One more thing, and you can. Oh, you go ahead. Because I kind of forgot what I was going to say now.
Question.
Oh, so now you changed the subject.
No, it's on the same thing.
Okay.
It's kind of.
Okay. Well, hold on. I remember what I said. I remember what I got down. Okay. So last thing. So it's along the same vein. And what we're seeing in our community is that on a bigger scale. So as their comments say, we've been oppressed, which we really haven't. But I get what they're saying, for centuries. So we see what the white man does as success. This is the pinnacle of success. We want to be like them. So then what we do, or what we are trying to do, is do the things that they are doing. But then we are out of alignment because that's not what we're supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. We should be worrying about our health. We have always been healthier. We're the ones with long hair that we have melanin, which their body doesn't necessarily have it. It has to create melanin. We already have it. We can go in the sun and we can spend time in the sun, where they have to wear sunscreen, right? We gotta understand when we're outside of alignment and we're trying to be somebody that we see as successful as a people, and we really should be more in alignment with the things that we already inherently know that we need to be, which is living in warm climates and eating more fruits and vegetables and making sure that we're getting sunlight. We are literally created to be outside, but yet we're living in the environment that was given to us by the oppressor, but we want to be like them. So we eat their food, we work out like them, we take their protein, and we do all the stuff that they do, but we're not supposed to. And this is why we're so sick, and this is why our people have the more disease than anybody else, particularly our women, because we are out of alignment. And the same thing is happening in our own society with women basically trying to be men. And we are in so much discord. Instead of dealing with that, it's easier just to attack people that don't get in the line, right? Because we're taught just get in line, stay on the right side of the hallway. When we don't get in line and play that role, you just attack because it makes it easier, it makes other people feel better.
Are you all comfortable?
And that's what Dr. Sabi was teaching too, with the African bio-mineral diet or whatever. Yeah. It's exactly what he was saying in relation to our diet. We were eating someone else's diet. Like, we're not supposed to be eating this stuff.
This fake food.
Yeah, it's not for us.
Sorry, Mel.
Go ahead,
man. You ain't got to talk much, man.
Mel is enjoying himself. He loves this stuff.
I
was being honest, man.
Are you all okay with your woman making more than you? Like, if your woman made more money than you, are you okay with that?
Steve, your answer should be short and sweet. Go ahead.
Like, I mean, I don't care. Me personally. Okay, it is pretty. My answer is yes. I'm okay with that. Right. Now that there's some stipulations around that. There's some stipulations around that. No, Stephen, I'm a confident man in who I am and the things that I'm doing, and I genuinely believe that in my life and the way that my life is going, I don't believe that I would actually connect with a woman who would outpace me as far as income. Now, with that being said, if I happen to walk in somewhere and I'm traveling and I meet a woman and I fall in love and she happens to be making $200,000. She is a lawyer with her own firm or something crazy like that, and I would never know it based upon our interactions, right? I mean, I guess we'll let it be what it is. But I don't have a problem with it as long as she understands that I don't care how much money you make. I'm not under you. You're not going to tell Steven what to do. And
she ain't gonna wear the pants.
What? She can wear pants, but she's not wearing my pants. So, but no, man, I don't have any problem with a woman making money. To me, I see it as great. That's more income for us. Well, you know what? Let me go ahead and take a little stipend off that so I can invest into our house, our family. What you mean? I ain't gonna take a little bump off that?
You think that a woman is going to give you her money?
Hey, man, listen. I said I gave a stipulation. I don't think that it would happen, but if it did, then there are some guidelines that she would have to fall under. So based upon what I gave, well, I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, like we're going to, you would have to then say or understand that this is our money. And don't get it twisted. I'm no slouch. I will bring to the table, but I also bring more than just resources to the table. I have the ability. Listen, you have the. I love how Yaki stated. He said that you have the masculine and you have the creative. So as a man, he goes into creative, which is feminine. So you can be creative, which means that I can take those monies and then I can put them in a business and I can multiply them as well. That doesn't mean that's where I want to stay, but I can do that. But yeah.
I don't have a problem with a woman making more money than me as far as like I'm with this woman. She's qualified to be my wife, whatever that qualification is, and she just so happens to make more money than me. That's fine, right? You're not going to scare me away. But let's be honest. Like it's not for me. It's like, bro, it's not happening.
The odds.
I saw a girl on Fresh and Fit who she either was making like $2 million a year or like maybe $200,000.
She's dating the rapper.
I don't know who she was dating, but she's like, my man doesn't care anything about my money. She's like, the money I bring has nothing to do with why I'm able to keep this relationship. She said the reason I keep my relationship is because I cook 3 times a day from scratch.
That girl. I know what you're talking about.
So yeah, with a girl like that, possibly, maybe, but even still, she might be making more than me now. Maybe, I don't know. I can't remember how much she was making, but it's not
a rapper. I think she made $1 million. Like last year, she made $1 million.
Okay, she's not gonna outpace me forever, but somebody like that, I guess maybe, because she understands that her femininity is not. You can't supersede the femininity. Right? That has to be there. Everything else comes secondary. So, yeah, but how rare is a woman like that? That's the first time I've even ever heard a woman that makes that kind of money say that.
Yeah.
Like, I've never even heard a woman that makes that kind of money say that. So not only am I at a deep statistical disadvantage, because what? In order for you to make more than me, you have to be like less than 1%, top 1% of women.
It's top. I mean, where you're talking, it's probably like top 0.5%,
0.005 or something.
I mean,
so that's a very small pool. And then on top of that, you got to be the type of girl that I would want to be. You got to be feminine. Nah.
But if we go play the imaginary game, then
if we play the imaginary game, I wouldn't say, nah, you're not right for me because you make more.
You would be not right for me because you're too masculine. That's going to be the reason.
Yeah,
or you have too many kids.
And this is what I was saying earlier about the other woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, your accomplishments don't mean nothing that she said. Nothing in her list of accomplishments was attractive to me at all. None of it. Not one thing was attractive.
Yeah, I could date a woman that makes more than me.
She take you on trips and stuff.
Take me on trips. That's good.
Oh,
Mel is the type of dude.
Boys.
Mel is the type of dude. Mel is the type of dude that his girl would take him on trips. Hey, your girl probably would spend money on you.
Hey, go ahead.
The history tells itself.
Yeah.
They ain't take me on no trips. I tried to get it to her. I'm like, hey,
stupid.
You might as well, girl. You
saying,
making the bread. Bake, baby, bake.
I know women have spent money on you, so.
Hey, yeah, man, go ahead. Hey, any single ladies out there?
You stupid.
Y'all making that bread? Come holla at me, mate. You know what I mean? I'm trying to come up in the world. You know what I mean? Trying to make it investment.
Hey, man, clear that up, man. You making you sound real bad. Clear that up.
Nah, I'm trying to come up. Nah, cuz I'm single. If you making bread, let's bake, baby. You feel me?
Stupid.
You know what I mean? Okay. Have y'all? All right. Now, Beyonce.
Oh my God.
Okay, Siobhan sent me she sent the podcast a reel that was actually fairly funny because it was talking about Beyonce's tickets because Beyonce is going on tour.
It's hot right now.
Beyonce.
I don't even think they're on sale yet. They're not even.
You have to register.
Yeah, you have to register to even purchase.
You need a bot. You need a bot to get those.
They're trying to find ways to get around it and all that stuff because now they have it in increments where, like, you're in group 1, group 2, and group 3.
This is crazy.
And it's based on which city you're from.
This is crazy.
And I'm in group 2 because
You're
Why
going?
do you know what group you're in?
Beyonce. It's Beyonce. What are you talking about?
Mel loves Beyonce.
First, Beyonce is my girl, but I want to see. What the price is looking like.
You didn't look it up?
I didn't see. I didn't see them. I didn't see the prices available. But I know that because my group the group that I'm in, they haven't like released it yet.
He's in a group.
Yeah. Because they group it by your city, like where you from.
I can give you
from Cincinnati or from Dallas.
Dallas.
Okay.
I'm in DFW, so it's like group 2 is here, and if you like Tennessee and all these other states.
Okay. I can give you.
I know they're crazy, like.
But when you say crazy, but
I mean $400 in my opinion would be crazy.
It's way more than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it's crazy. But we're talking
nosebleeds.
We're talking nosebleeds.
These are the worst tickets.
Nosebleeds are like $800.
Yeah.
Wow. Beyonce is the second coming of Michael Jackson.
You're talking 800. We're talking Arlington, AT&T Stadium.
How
right?
many people are we talking?
A football stadium. I have
At
no
least
idea.
20,000.
Yeah,
at least.
Which they're not. But if you're in the nosebleeds, you're not even gonna watch it. You're going to be on. You're watching it on the TV.
Jumbotron.
You're just hearing the music and feeling the bass and the energy. You can't see her.
That's crazy. And that's what you're gonna do, Mel? The nosebleeds?
6 to 800 up to 12,000.
Have you ever seen Beyonce perform?
I've seen her on
get
TV.
it, dude.
She's a beast.
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm not. I looked because I'm like, oh shit. I mean, in Arlington, I'm like, it's right here.
Right there.
I said, man,
Right
let me
down
go
the
ahead.
street.
I said, I get one.
Yeah.
But she's a billionaire now, so she can't charge $400 anymore. It's got to be $800.
Minimum.
I have to see what kind of money we're looking at. When we say we're talking about the football stadium or
AT&T, right here.
AT&T Stadium.
The new one, not Irving, not the old John. She gotta go to the new one. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're perfectly fine.
Like it is. I want to talk about. I want Chris.
I'm trying to see if I can find this damn message.
I want his opinion. It might be on the actual. If you look at her actual Facebook. Oh, she sent it to you on Instagram. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, dude, they're expensive, and I went to look, and I'm everybody's like, oh, Beyonce, da 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 da.
Is that 80,000?
It holds 80,000 people.
Okay.
80,000.
Yes.
That's a stadium.
So 80,000.
80,000 people at
Bro,
a minimum of $800.
I was trying to wait to get my opinion.
She's going to make. She's going to make $100 million on ticket sales minimum.
In that's Arlington. That's one show.
Yeah, that's
Like
one show.
Like, dude, this is not this. I look at it this way. This is Beyonce being Beyonce. It's taking advantage of our community.
You think taking? Okay, go ahead.
Right. No, I'm not saying that. Let's be honest. When Beyonce, the last big thing that she did, in my opinion, was Formation. That tour, she was hot. You know what I'm saying? She had the drums. You know what I'm saying? She was on tour. It was like, that was a thing. Renaissance, I'm sorry, the album was trash. There's nothing out right now.
Ooh.
I know. I don't care. I don't care.
You said Renaissance album was trash?
I listened to it twice.
So last week you had the people coming, and then next week you had the people coming.
I don't care,
bro.
I talked about it on the. Come
Hey,
on, man. You thought it
I'm
was
part
a
of the
banger?
Beehive, son.
I was going to pay because it was Beyonce. I would love to there was a lady that came up to me in Central Market the other day when I went to the mushroom video, and she came up out of nowhere, like old white lady, right? And she just was like, "Do you like music?" And I was like, "Sure." And she was like, "You should travel and go see some music." And I'm like, "Okay." She was like, New Orleans, this has a music festival coming up. Like 10-minute conversation. Have no idea where this woman came from. And I was just like, okay, universe is telling me something. I don't know what.
Clearly.
But I said, but I hear you. So I saw.
Okay.
I said, okay, let me check it out. And then I checked it out. I said, oh no, this is not the sign the universe is sending me. Not. Bro, it was like $864. Now, granted, that could have been what they have available. That's what they showed me.
Okay.
$864.
But you do know that was nosebleed though.
Yes.
Okay.
To start, and they went up to 12,000. I honestly think that this is where great power comes great responsibility, because Beyonce's pool, you can make plenty of money. I mean, plenty of money off this, and still provide a good message. You can provide some relief. There's a time right now where our community is so divided by the arguments back and forth about men and women in relationships. You go in there as a married woman, you go in there and you say, well, she'll never do this because it ruins her brand. But you go in there basically with the sense of, you know what, ladies, we got to do this for our man. We got to be submissive. That's how I got Jay. Like, yada, yada, yada. He cheated on me. I stayed. Like, you don't have to say all this, but go in with that energy, right? And use that. You can use that concert as some relief to your people. Like, but no, inflation is already crazy, and you're just like, well, fuck it. Well, I can make the tickets whatever I want, so it'll get filled up.
Well, no, that's not true. She cannot make them whatever she wants.
First,
go ahead, Mo.
there's two things.
You're not about to talk about Beyonce.
I know.
First, there's two things. The first thing is that these tickets are being sold by Ticketmaster, and so these prices could be affordable, 200, 400, 600. But what happens is that people buy them up. They buy all the tickets out. And then they know that there's a high demand for these tickets. And so they are like verified resellers. And so they're the ones who are upping the prices, making it 800 and all this. Like, because when that's why they're trying their best to get rid of scalpers and these bots so they don't just buy them up.
I thought that the tickets were already, they were being, you could pay to reserve it or something.
These are dude, this happens all the time. Like, even going to like EDM concerts. Or because, Lil Wayne just announced he's going on tour. And if you have tickets, they'll give you like a pre-sale code. And if you go in there, you look at the pre-sale prices, you're like, oh, this is cool. This is fine. But if you wait till they get released to the general public, it'd be almost triple the amount of what they were prior. So it has nothing to, yes, the artists, they demand a certain amount of, value. But it's the people who are scalping and taking advantage of this situation that's raising the prices. It's not the artists themselves, because the artists, they want people to come out. But
they got to give them, they got to give them a little bit of credit. You know what I'm saying?
Of course,
okay.
but also that moves into the second point, is that you also have people who will pay that
correct,
those type of prices, because Chris Brown. He just came off a tour,
right?
And he had $1,000 meet and greet.
Yeah,
and there were people posting all on Instagram.
I was wondering where all them Chris Brown pictures came. I'm like, who are?
Yeah, $1,000.
That's for a meet and greet. That's not even just a show. That's a meet. I mean,
that's compared to $1,000 ticket price.
So
I'd rather have the meet and greet.
If you compare a meet and greet to a concert ticket price. And if you're a competitor, you're looking at what your competition is doing. You're like, okay, this is how much I'm going to start my prices at. That's being smart with your business moves. Yes, it sucks that you're, traditional diehard fan, that they can't go out there and spend, they don't have the amount of money that other people have. But in the long run, it's just like, hey, man, this is business. This is what it is. You know what you're getting when you go see Beyonce. I saw Beyonce when she went on tour with her and Jay-Z on the run. Dude, easily the best performance that I've ever seen in my life.
But you haven't seen Michael live.
Of course not. I mean, okay. I would love. Michael's my guy.
Well, not of course.
I would have been more biased.
He was still performing when you was alive.
Yeah, but I just back then I didn't even.
You would have been.
I'm just saying. I just wanted to put that out there because people might think.
I don't even compare it to Mike. Mike is in a whole other realm.
I'm just saying.
But Beyonce, dude, she was an hour into her show. I was just like, I'm satisfied. And she was going for another hour. I'm just like, bro, I am over satisfied.
How much? What's the most you'd pay?
How much? I don't know. It just because
How long are the concerts?
It depends on who it is. Beyonce. When I went to see Beyonce on the Run tour, DJ Khaled opened for her. And it was like some local artist in Dallas. And then DJ Khaled was doing this, getting people hyped up. And then Jay-Z and Beyonce, they did their thing and they fucking rocked it. I mean, they killed it. And I had floor seats.
Oh, you paid the.
What'd you pay for that?
Well, it was me and my girlfriend at the time, so it was probably maybe 1,000 something.
Okay.
So it's probably like 500.
Oh, 1,000 for Jay-Z and Beyonce.
They weren't a
floor
seats. They weren't a Billy back then, though.
Floor seats. I mean, you're
that's
close.
Reasonable, as I think.
I mean, it's
very reasonable.
That's reasonable for Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I mean, honestly,
and you're
I
on the
mainly
floor.
went for Hove. I was just like, yo,
for real.
I mean, I wanted to see Beyonce, of course. I mean, I'm not crazy.
You have two megastars there together.
But like you know what? I like them both, man. I can't even say that.
I've never seen Jay in concert. I got to do that.
I've seen Wayne.
I got to go see Jay in concert one day.
That's the only concert.
I mean, we could have went the last time I asked you.
What, when you took your girl?
No, I went by myself. Because Jay-Z came, I was like, oh, let's be perfect.
Oh, I might have been busy.
No, you weren't. You said how much these prices, and I was just like, nigga, what do you even?
What is it?
Well, the thing that y'all gotta understand about me is, depending on where I am in my life, certain things don't hold enough value. Like going to see Jay-Z perform is not anywhere on the top of my priority list. So if it's $800 ticket or something.
It was nowhere near
Whatever.
that.
I don't know, man.
It was affordable.
I don't know.
And
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
like, I asked him because Jay-Z is his favorite rapper.
Right, but you also know I don't do music like that, and I don't go to concerts. So it's not the same value that you're thinking. It probably wasn't about money, but it's not a big deal to me. I'm just saying one day I got to do it.
You don't know if you're gonna get too many chances. You better take this. You better take this. You better take it now.
Negative Nancy.
I'm just speaking from experience.
Mel.
I went by myself.
Oh, see, he's so sorry. He don't like that.
I mean, because anytime I think about it, it's like, yeah.
Why didn't you just buy my ticket?
Why would I? You buy your
But you bought your girl a ticket, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I have sex with her. I don't have sex with you.
Is that what it takes to get a ticket? Golly.
I gotta see Beyonce too. What I gotta do?
Let's keep it 100. I provide infinitely more value to you than any girl that you've ever been
That's
with.
true. Facts.
That has nothing to do with
That has
Better- it's
everything
what
to
Chris
do
gives
with
you
it.
is better than
It's
sex.
all about
Going
perceived
on
value.
Years ago.
What Chris gives you is better than sex.
What's that?
We can't say that. We're not gonna say it. Okay, right?
Bro, stop. You're doing too much.
Yeah, me. But you still didn't
I
get
said
the
it was.
But okay, here's the
No, answer my question.
was the
A roundabout? What would you say the cheapest ticket? You said you'd be like, man, I don't know about that.
I mean, if it's over, I would say if it's over probably $600,
Okay.
I probably wouldn't go.
I mean, you're on the fence right now. You're already. I mean, if they're talking 800. Now, granted, I understand that maybe I saw a different price because of how they fluctuate. I think 600 is. For me, I said when I went to look, I said, man, if I get something decent for 300, I'll go. I said 300. Nah, you're not even getting in the door, bro.
The thing is, AT&T. You ever been to AT&T Stadium?
It's
I
expensive
wanna
to
go.
just go, and you got to take an
It's
Uber.
massive,
Brand new
man.
stadium. You what? It's
not brand new.
What do you mean?
AT&T Stadium's not brand new.
Well, when I say brand new, I'm thinking, well, Arlington or the stadium in Irving has been there forever. This stadium ain't been here for what, 10 years?
You're talking about a different stadium. They built a different stadium. It's not AT&T.
I'm confused.
What stadium are you referring to?
There's two stadiums. They may have tore
They
the one
just
down.
built a stadium, but it's not that AT&T stadium.
That Arlington Stadium's been here since before we've been to Texas.
The big one with the
The one right down the street.
with the big TV inside.
Where the Cowboys play at.
So there's another one.
There's a new stadium. I don't know if it's finished or not.
Are they going
but
to play in it?
I don't even know if it's for
I
the
don't even
football.
Is it a
man,
foot?
what are you
Oh,
talking
so
about?
what are we
It might
talking
have been a
about
baseball
then?
team.
I don't even know about
I'm
AT&T.
saying when I say the new stadium, I'm saying it's when you talk about football stadiums, they're there forever. So 10 years or whatever, it's brand new compared to the 60, 70, 80-year-old stadium that the Raiders just tore down. That's what I mean.
You got to get your money back off them stadiums.
Bro, of course.
But the message that I want to read, this is about a girl talking to her boyfriend about these Beyonce tickets. And did you see it at all or no?
Yeah.
Okay. She says, babe, and he replies, yes, babe. She says, I love you. I love you too. What's going on? Babe, I really want to go to the Beyonce concert. It's in July and pre-sale for tickets is February 16th. You don't have to get me a Valentine's Day gift or a B-Day gift. I just want to see Beyonce, please. His response, come on now. We agreed not to spend money on entertainment until we save enough money for our house. We've been saving for 10 months. Can't do it. Sorry, babe. I'm begging you. She doesn't do concerts often. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. This would really make me happy, babe. Please. And his response, you told me last year an engagement will really make you happy. I did that. Then you said a house will really make you happy. We made a deal not to waste money on stuff like that. Her tickets start at $600 for nosebleed without taxes and fees. We can't do that. Once we get this house, we can have fun. So stay focused, babe. And she's like, so it's a no? When the tickets go on sale, they won't last long. She will be sold out in hours. I'm begging, and you're still saying no? And he says, no. Stay on course, babe. We will talk about this later. I love you. And then her reply is, wait, some of that money is mine, though. I know I gave you at least $1,000 towards the house. Please give me my money and I'll pay it back later. And his response, Are you serious? I guess he said her name because they bleeped it out. Tell me you're joking. I'm very serious. When can I pick it up?
Oh, engagement's off.
He says, you're telling me Beyonce is more important than our dream house we've been saving 10 effing months for? You contributed $710 to the fund. The rest is me. You promised to be responsible. Her reply, I want my money.
Oh my God.
And then she says, okay, I'll withdraw it today and you can pick it up. The engagement is off.
Yep.
I need a break.
Yep.
And her reply is, what? So you're breaking up with me for asking for my money? Fine. Text me when I can.
Your money.
Text me when I can pick up. Bye.
That was a very bravo, young man.
Bravo.
I don't know who you are, if you'll ever see this, but bravo, and do not go back to her. I was gonna call her 304, but I don't know that.
She might not
don't
be a 304.
don't go back. She's telling you the type of wife she's going to be.
Bruh, this was the perfect thing that could happen to him. Not only for him, other men need to pay attention to this also.
I mean, this ain't the first time because
No.
you could tell by the conversation. Look, you said you was going to be responsible, so we already know she's irresponsible.
Right. And then not just that. I mean, he played that perfect. He was supportive. He was direct. He was clear in his communication. He explained that he does want to have fun with her, but this is what you said, and he showed her facts. You said that if we get engaged, it'll make you happy. So I did that. You said that if we get a house, it'll make you happy. So I did that. So what that tells me is that for this woman, there's nothing you will ever do that will satisfy her. He will give up his life. He will continue to work. He will do all this stuff. And then at the end of the day, she will end up leaving him very easily because she didn't do something that he wanted to do. You can just tell by the conversation she's used to getting her way. When she said, so you're telling me that I begged and you're still saying no, which means he normally says yes. So he set a boundary and stood his ground for the one time. And then she's like, right now she's being a brat. And then now he's like, you know what? I'm done with this. And she's like, wait, what? How could you?
How did we go this from 0 to 100? Because it's not just this one thing. It's everything else that we don't know about in this text message that led up to him. Like, how much did the ring cost? How much is this house?
Right.
Like,
how much did he contribute? She put in $710. So, I mean, what did he put in?
Bro,
They've been saving for 10 months.
10 months? And she got
contributed
$710?
$710.
Oh, he got racks in there.
There's racks in there.
She wanted to pull out, well, let me just go. I know I gave you at least $1,000.
I know some of that money's mine.
There's
Steve,
10 grand in here.
Steve, $50 a week is what she's been putting into it.
Right. 10 months.
That's not even $50 a week. That's like $50.
I'm curious.
$50 a month or something.
10
man.
months. 10 months. nigga, $710 divided by 10 months. $71 a month. Which divided by a week, that's $17 a week.
Wow.
She's not even giving you a smooth 20.
She's not even giving you the money that she spends on her coffee.
Right. I mean,
to go towards our dream home.
Any job that you have any level of income, you can provide $20 a week to a home.
Is there not anything that you would sacrifice for temporary fun? Like, since they're saving up for a house, isn't like some temporary fun, but you know what? I deserve to have some fun. Maybe I can just, take this money out and just.
He's on his purpose.
It's in a once in a lifetime type of situation. Beyonce don't go on tour that often. Her tickets are a hot commodity. You know what I mean?
Bruh, it's 3 hours, and it's gonna be more than $700 because it's gonna be over $1,000.
Well, he has to go with her, right?
Right. Oh, he's not going. No,
I'm not just buying you one ticket and you're going by yourself.
Right. So that's correct. So it's 2 tickets.
It's 2
tickets. Then it's dinner. And then maybe someone has to take off work because they're not gonna. Just because it's a concert, don't mean it's on a weekend. They commonly do concerts on weekdays. Am I right?
Yeah, Lil Wayne's coming on Wednesday.
See, I mean, like, so you're not talking about $710. This is why, my God, this is why men are so important, right? Not saying that a woman can't see that, but men think very logically in these situations, even in high stress situations. She's pushing. He's still thinking logically. She's thinking of, well, I just have da-da-da-da, right? But then what'll happen is, let's say he does give in. They have to go. He's got to take the money out, yada, yada, yada. Then her car breaks down, right? Now, oh, well, babe, my car broke down. Well, I don't have any extra money because we took the money out of the house fund, so I don't have the money there. Or something else happens. It's like, bro, I have a friend, and I told her I was going to say something on a podcast about this. I have a friend that she was saying that she watches. Don't go in on her. She's my friend. She was kind of joking, but she was also serious.
Trying to protect her, but you're bringing her up.
She gonna
I
get
don't care.
She gonna get the smoke.
I told her I was going to say something
hey,
about
friend, you gonna get the smoke.
Nah, I don't think gonna get no smoke. I told her about it stuff. But she was saying like how she was gonna be traveling this year, and she was like, I'm traveling, da 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 da. And I'm like, hey, that's great. She was like, yeah, I got a trip planned like every month coming up for the rest of the year. And I'm like, okay, well, every month for the rest of the year, that's kind of a lot.
Every month
For this year?
I think that she was exaggerating. She said, no, I mean, maybe not every month, but pretty much. So let's just say every other month.
Let's just say 6 months.
6 days.
Okay, let's just say 6 trips.
Okay,
Or
6
whatever,
trips.
every other month. And I was just like, okay, I was like, well, I mean, that could be a lot of money. I was like, well, make sure that you're all taken care of. Make sure your money's put away so that you're good. Her response was, she was like, I just got 4 new tires on my car. I'm good. My car will be fine. And I literally was like, are you serious?
4 new tires. What does that have to do with anything?
Is she driving to all her?
No.
Then what the tires got to do anything?
Mel, I love you so much because you really don't. You really be like, I don't get it. Like,
Yeah, what does the new tires have to do with your vacation trips?
that's the point. That's correct. That's the point. They don't. They don't have anything to do. What it means is
That's like, wait, where's the logic? You're trying to find a logic.
something
Driving to these locations.
your tires is not the only thing that can happen with your car. You can have a radiator go out. You can get in an accident. You can have. I mean, there's a million things that can happen with your car.
Yeah.
But
in her mind, she's just thinking of regular maintenance,
right,
tires, oil changes.
If something goes, I mean, I just got tires. I'm good. Like, but this is, and once again, that's, I'm not going crazy on her or anything like that. But part of it, she was part of joking, but part of it was serious too. Otherwise,
women and men different, or
Right.
that we think differently.
so that's the thing, like about maintenance. And I was listening to we were talking about the girl who was a dating coach, my friend, not the one of the friend, but she was talking about how women they'll buy a car and they get that car. This is a great analogy. They get a car and they love how it runs. It works. All they gotta do is put gas in it. They put their seatbelt on, right? They wash the car, drive it through the car wash every once in a while. It works. They're happy, right? And then over time, they don't realize that the car needs to also have their tires rotated every once in a while. Of course, they don't understand the oil change, but they don't understand when the check engine light comes on, it means you got to do something.
Filters.
They don't understand air filters. They don't understand how to maintenance a car to keep it running the same way it was when they got it, right? So because they don't understand that, because of how complex it is, this is why they have issues with men. This is why women, this is her words, this is why women can't keep men. Because men, they love how the men come originally. He's dressed as nice. He takes care of me. He takes me out. He's sweet to me. He sexes me like I like it. He eats the box, yada, yada, yada. He does all these things, right? But then women don't understand that there is something that they need to do in order to maintenance that man, that relationship, to then maintain him. And that's where women are failing because they think, I know it's crazy. They think that they get the man and that's all they have to do, and now that's it. And it's like, no, women, they think they know what they want, and then when they get it, because they then sell sex as their form of, that's how they get us, right? But then they don't understand that it requires maintenance, and they don't understand the complexity of men in order for them to then actually keep a man. And this is why men are inconsistent. This is why men get bored with women. This is why women are saying that men don't actually like women. They just like having sex with women. It's because y'all are all Toyotas. That's how men are seeing it. It's like they're all the same.
Toyota is pretty good though. The Japanese.
come on.
That wasn't a good comparison.
Well, what I'm saying is that they're all. I'm not saying
I thought
they're.
you was gonna say it was all beaters.
I'm not. No.
A to
They're
B
not.
cars.
They're not bad cars. They're generic cars.
Okay, they're generic. Is your point?
That's what I was saying. They're all. It's like they're all the same. They're just.
I met a girl once who also met one of my female friends, and the female friend was like, "Yo, this girl likes you," and I was like, "Okay, whatever." And the girl, I'm trying to think of the scenario. We had gone out once. We had a good time. It was cool. And then there was something about going out the second time that didn't go right. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember if it was schedules or something like that. But it wasn't on me. So,
Never is.
because if it's on me, I'll just reach out. We'll reschedule. No, but if eventually it got to the point where we weren't connecting, but it wasn't on me. Now this girl had already told my friend that she likes me, so this girl's interested in me. And whatever happened, and never heard from her. It was just like, you need to reach out to me if you want to continue dating me, whether it's on me, whether it was my fault, your fault, doesn't matter. You need to continue pursuing me. You need to keep reaching out. She didn't like the way I was communicating because I text over calling. So I switched to calling just to prove a point, right? I switched to calling to prove a point. Can't ever connect with each other because we're too busy because,
That's why you text.
right? That's why you text. So then she doesn't try to text me or she doesn't try to call or makes no effort at all. And then it just, it all fizzles out. And it's just like, why are women so delusional that they think that a man is supposed to just simply continuously pursue them without them doing anything? You know what I'm saying? And this is not some women. There are those women that are the exceptions to the rule that are really clingy and they just really love you. And that's not who we're talking about, because that's not really very attractive. But we're talking about the women who, we vibe. You cool. I'm cool. Okay, cool. I like you. You like me. Good. All right. But it's like, but there's no mutual communication. There's no mutual effort. It's not a mutually beneficial situation at all. It's just you give to me. And if there's a break in communication, it's your fault because you should have kept calling. You should have kept texting. You should have made time for me. It's just like, this is why 10 years from now, you're still going to be single.
With 2 Ivy Leagues.
2 Ivy Leagues.
And a business and real estate.
Multi-properties.
And she hopes. She hopes.
Let that.
This one ain't no dual Ivy League. Because at the end of the day, you know what the dual Ivy League has? She's got some money.
She's at least got money.
She's got some security. You know what I'm saying? She might die alone, maybe. I don't know.
She can travel. She can show.
But at least she can spend some money and have a little fun.
Yeah.
Most women do not have that. Not even close. Some women think they have it and they don't have it because they don't understand logically how to project their future, because that's not how women's minds work. So it's just interesting to me how true that is. Just, what I'm saying, my own personal experience. And that's not a one-off. That is commonplace.
I would say that. And genuinely, it's no shade. It just shows us like how a lot of them really actually think. Because sometimes I'd be like, bro, how do y'all travel so much? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I look at my situation and what I can do, and I can travel a lot. But I'm like, y'all be in Jamaica, and I'm like, you're literally paycheck to paycheck, in debt, using credit cards. This is why women have way more debt than men, because y'all are always on the go. And you think of it like, well, I have a job. I'll get a credit card. I probably got good credit, and I'll just put on my credit card. Like, but what if something happens? Well, I mean, what do you mean?
Well, let me tell you actually what happens.
Hey,
I'll call my brother. I'll call this dude.
Yep.
That's when the man becomes necessary. So I get to F off all my money. I get to be irresponsible, and then I get to have a man bail me out.
Come on, Top G. Talk to him now.
That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
So what men have to start doing is being like, I'm not bailing you out.
No bail out for
Tough
you.
break.
No government
Learn your
assistance.
lesson. Because at the end of the day, we have a society of women who they live in a fantasy world.
They need consequences. Tell them, Chris.
They need consequences. I mean, look, I take care of mine. I take care of mine. So if you rocking with me, you're good. You're taken care of. But also, it's reciprocal. As far as taking care of, and I made a declaration Because I had, you know what I'm saying, got all these female friends, women that I've dated maybe, but it didn't really work out, or we just, never got connected. And I just let them all trickle away. Because you know what they would do? I'm bored, talk to me. I want to do X, Y, Z. Or it would be, I'm going through this thing, I don't have rent, and then I would help. Or it's, I need to get a car, can you take, and I offer to take them, to, because I know about cars. I'm take them to the dealership, make sure they get a good deal, do all the stuff that her man should be doing, but I would do it because I'm a man and I'm her friend, so I would do it. And I'm like, they're leeches.
Yeah, there's no benefit for you.
There's zero benefit. I'm getting no benefit. It's beneficial for a woman to have a man as a friend. It is not beneficial for a man to have a woman as a friend most of the time.
Most of the time, I agree. I looked at my relationships with women, and while it's not necessarily going to change, but I was like, I'm putting boundaries on y'all. Y'all are going in cages. Like I know that sounds bad, but it's not.
Shit, like they at the border, man.
Yeah, man. No. I like all people. But what I'm saying is that I give so much to my friends, like time, money, advice. Like they come to me and I'm like, what do you do for me? Like seriously, like what do you do for me?
What value do you add?
What value do you add to my life? That's a better way of saying that. Other than maybe you'll post something funny here and there. Like what are you doing to add value to me? And a lot of times, well, you know what I'm saying, my own friends will be stressing me out. Like asking me, they'll be, and of course, I get all the questions in the world. But then a month later, they come back and they're just like, oh, man, can you help me? Or I'll post something. Oh, help me. I'm like, bro, I mean, I could just see that I talked to you a month ago. What did you do? My question now is, what are you doing right now to work on that? That's my question now to people. And usually it's, I'm asking you. That's what I'm here for. No.
What you got for me, big dog?
Help yourself. I've told you stuff.
But we've been slaves for 200 years, man. I need your help, man.
Man.
Let me just say this too before I make somebody upset. I do have a female friend that I still communicate with, but she never asks me for anything. So there, you know what I'm saying? There's certain girls that they, you know what I'm saying, they're cool. Cause I think she watches the show. She gonna be salty.
Oh, nah, man. Listen.
She gonna be salty. So
hey, yeah, shout out to you.
There are women that, you know what I'm saying, that they never ask me for anything, so it's all good.
And I have women like that in my life also. They don't ask me for anything. And then sometimes I'll do things for them. You know what I'm saying? I'll see something they post and I'll take care of them. You know what I mean? I'll do things to help out. But that's just because I want to. I'm talking about
You're not at my level yet. Because that was my declaration. I'm not doing that no more.
Oh no, I'm not there yet.
If I'm helping you monetarily or via resources, I'm getting something that I want in return. Otherwise,
give us an example of something you want in return.
What is something that a man would want from a woman?
I said so.
If you can't read, you tell me. What do you think?
Yeah, Steven. What do you think, Steven?
Femininity.
You can get femininity from a man.
Man, you better
wow, man, are you serious right now?
Man, delete that shit.
Are you serious?
We've already said some gay shit on this whole episode. I'm cussing now.
I'm pretty sure you the one that said
I was saying it about y'all.
Well, you're the one that said it.
Yeah, but it wasn't about me. Anyway, yeah, man, femininity, man. If honestly.
Y'all got it off your chest, man.
Like you said last. Oh yeah, you ready to rap? Like you said, you the one always trying to go longer. But now all of a sudden you want to rap this week.
No, keep going.
No, I'm almost done. Now said, oh, you're giving me all the reels. Right. Steven, you about to have
this
7
man
reels.
Has probably 15 reels in this.
Oh, there's between last week and this week. Oh my God, the internet is going to eat me up.
Hey man, we about to be famous, man.
Oh, I already know he got some. I already know he got some. He got some Jones in the clip.
Hey, if y'all got any questions out there for the Application Knowledge Podcast, make sure y'all send them
directly. No questions. They got comments
in the comment section. Leave them in the comment section below. I mean, or send us a message on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Yeah, send him a message.
Send AOK Podcast a message.
Send him a message.
Send a message directly to the Application of Knowledge
Send a
Podcast.
question, might get blocked, whatever you know what I mean. Do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and
Or unsubscribe.
or unsubscribe if you don't rock with us, man.
If you got a double Ivy
you
League
got double
with your
Ivy
own
League
business
with your
and you a
own-
single woman with no kids, I mean,
and you don't like Candace Owens, you know what I mean?
Oh, you about to lose half our audience.
Nah,
if you don't
some
like
people-
Candace Owens,
because some people
unsubscribe.
are open-minded because there was actually someone who came from the AHA, and they were just like, oh man, I like this side of AHA, and they was here us talking about the Candace Owens. So on the other end, we have people who rock with it.
yeah.
You know, so
It's just open.
Yeah,
be
I mean,
open-minded.
We don't say anything that's really crazy. Like
we-
we're tame compared to what's on the internet.
yeah,
Yeah, they
we
be
may
wildin'.
we may say we may have perspectives that's
Controversial perspective.
controversial perspectives, and also just something that's different than the norm.
Yeah.
Which is good. You know what I mean? If it's making you triggered in some form or fashion, you need to
good.
question why it's making you triggered. You know what I mean? Self-diagnose.
Teach them, Mel.
So we will see you beautiful people next time. Chris James, Stephen Michael, I am Animated Mel, and we will see you all
Next time, go ahead and say it again.
later.